What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about some Square Enix news. I know yesterday there was basically everything humanly imaginable that happened in the gaming industry with Unreal Engine 5 and with Mafia and all this kind of stuff. Very, very exciting. We talked about some of that on Podcast Now yesterday and today. Very exciting as to where the future of gaming is going. In this video, though, it's a little bit more of a negative thing, honestly, because it's actually a negative news story on Square Enix. So if you go back to what I've said numerous times in the past, I've said that I think it's a really good idea for a lot of these publishers, a lot of these developers to do their own online show, right? Without E3, with E3 canceled, they have the opportunity to do their own thing, right? And I've said this literally for months. Some have done it. Bethesda has actually said they will not do it, but they will be doing games individually. So they have an announcement. They will do things individually. But Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, all these, obviously Sony will do different kinds of things. I'm sure Nintendo will do a Nintendo Direct later on. We know that it got pushed because of what's going on around the world. They're all doing it, okay? And I actually said, I feel like a few days ago in a video, either here on Podcast Now, that Square Enix, I think, is a good example of a company that also should do it. I think they have enough in there that they could do something like that. Well, they tweeted out, or they said, somebody said somewhere, that they are not doing it. They will not have an online show. Again, because of what's happened, it has limited their resources, limited of what they were able to do, and they can't do it. However, they will be doing announcements on a game-to-game basis. So, I mean, that's pretty much, honestly, it's pretty much the same thing. It is a little, like, I would have liked to see an online showcase by them, like an Inside Xbox, State of Play, stuff like that, but pretty much what they're doing is they're still saying, hey, if we have something to announce, we'll just announce it, and we'll do it game by game. Now, what's one thing? One thing is actually Marvel's Avengers. So that's a really, really big one that we need the demo. We need, I guess it's the beta, right? Technically, the beta for Marvel's Avengers is supposed to come out. So that is a massive one, obviously, right? That's pretty much what all their eggs in their basket. Like, that's what it's going for. So they have to do some of that. In fact, in Jeff Keighley's, remember the first time he talked about Summer Games Fest when he did the, like, kind of hype trailer, the first one. I know he did another one afterwards, but the first one, Marvel's, it said, like, you could play games at home, Marvel's Avengers was the first thing it showed after that. Meaning, in my opinion, that, hey, yeah, we still know about the beta. We're going to give you access to the beta during the Summer Games Fest. So that's how I read it. In fact, that's entirely how I'm taking it. I think that is true. So they do have things, right? And we know they do the Life is Strange games. They have Deck 9, partnerships with them. They have Don't Nod. They have all this kind of stuff. There are definitely things. Kingdom Hearts, right? Even maybe a Final Fantasy 7. We've talked about that. We talked about Part 2 on Podcast Now before. They have a good amount of things that and those are just some of the things that come to my mind. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of them. So it is disappointing that they're not going to do an online show, a full online show. I feel like the way they're doing it could be better as long as they do actually announce something, right? If we end the summer and it's like, oh, well, the reason we didn't do it is because we didn't have the resources, but also we were only ever going to do the Avengers beta. That's it. We weren't going to announce a new game here. We weren't going to do a new game there. It's like, oh, well, no, all right. Well, so, you know what I mean? Like, I guess then, afterwards, once we get to that point, then we can have the talk of, yeah, well, I guess I understand why they didn't do an online show because they didn't have anything. But then the question would be, well, why didn't they have anything, right? They should have had something. So, disappointing in a way, but I still think they have many things to announce. Like I said, I mean, especially with Don't Nod, they have a lot of things there. Now, they're not publishing all of Don't Nod stuff. In fact, even that game, Tell Me Why, that game, I believe, is being published by Microsoft. So Square Enix isn't like, Don't Nod isn't their studio, but there are many studios under Square Enix. Again, games like Kingdom Hearts, games like Final Fantasy. There were rumors of a Kingdom Hearts remake or like a remaster, putting them all together for like the 1500th time. There's been talks about that for a very long time, maybe even for like a next-gen version. So I'm sure they'll have things to announce. It is a little disappointing when you hear stuff like this, especially because Bethesda did this about a month and a half ago, right? Bethesda came out and again said basically the same thing. Like, we don't have whether it's the resources or we don't have enough stuff to talk about or we just don't want to do it, whatever the internal excuse is. They did say that. They said, well, we're not doing an online show, but we do have announcements, we do have reveals, and we'll do those. We'll do those throughout the summer. So even the companies that aren't doing online, Ubisoft, EA, Microsoft, again, like ones that are literally doing a however long it's going to be, hour-long show, even the ones that aren't doing that, it would be a big mistake, in my opinion, to just miss out on it in general, right? To just skip out and do nothing. And it seems like even the ones that are saying, yeah, we can't do the show, at least they're following it up with, but hey, we do have things. We do have stuff that's cooking, right? And next gen is right around the corner. We do have stuff that we're ready to talk about, and we're going to do that. We're just going to do it on a game-to-game basis. And you know what? Honestly, done right, that can actually be bigger and better because you give the spotlight to one thing at a time. I like conventions. I like conferences. Like, I like these online shows. I've talked about it, right? I've never liked E3 specifically because there's so many conferences back to back that you just get bombarded and you forget what happened the first time, in the first conference, and things kind of like fall under the radar. Some things that probably shouldn't or wouldn't in a case if they just went by themselves, and they end up, doing that. So in this case, it's actually kind of better because, again, spaced out, planned out properly, you can have these games be announced all separate, all on different days, right? Look what Mafia did. In terms of like any other game, at least in terms of what I know, or at least the info floating around, there's nothing else happening next Tuesday unless something else gets announced later. But next Tuesday is like all Mafia trilogy to do whatever they want, right? To talk. I mean, they're obviously going to announce the game and do all that kind of stuff, but they don't have anything stopping them or anything competing with them. And to add on to that, 2K, it's not like they're doing BioShock next week at the same time. It's not like they're doing Borderlands at the same time, right? They're just doing Mafia's trilogy. So I like that. I like the idea of just give a whole day to a whole game. Just do that. Even yesterday, technically, or 2 days ago, Tony Hawk, right? Yeah, I mean, it only really was for one group of people, the people that like those games. I do like them. I guess I don't love them, right? It was for that group of people, but you know what? All of yesterday was pretty much that, or all of 2 days ago. All of yesterday, again, was Warner Bros. Montreal tweeting for the first time in forever. It was Unreal Engine 5, right? So every day, you're kind of getting one or two things, and I guess Mafia yesterday, too, was big, right? A couple of things stealing the entire day, and I think it works out better for everyone in that case. So honestly, still very, very exciting. I know kind of a negative start to it, but the more I talk about it, the more I think, you know what? I mean, all this stuff done right, done properly, spaced out, scheduled the right way. I think these can all still be very, very exciting things, and this is a very, very exciting time to be around the gaming industry. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you disappointed that they won't do a show? But what do you think Square Enix could announce on their own? Game-to-game basis. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Have the bell icon turned on, and I do a new video every single day. You guys have been doing so well supporting me. I really, really do appreciate it. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do another like a special live stream for you all. We're getting very, very close every day. Just got to focus on every day, right? Thank you again for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.